Hello people, it's me, Lipluini, and we are back with Dominion 6, Late Age Caelum. And yes, you know the drill. Hilmar tries to conquer the world and has just declared war on Ulm, probably because Ulm is more like low fantasy, with completely normal spellcasters who are also evil blood cultists, and knights and crap, and that's not the right thing for EVE Online. We want spaceships, not people riding on horses. So of course war it is. So we have of course tons of battles, since this is now turn 2 of our war, and the expected counterattack of the Ulmian defenders has arrived. We also managed to make Wiedama level 2 in Earth, got ourselves a new king, and saved another of our mages from eternal death at least one time. There are also tons of battles. In Sortera, we see Agatha trying the Jewel method, but the remaining army of TC is still too big, and so all the Jewels die to absolutely zero effect. And there is another attack of an instant hit, and it kills several ancestor vessels and a mage. I'm guessing this is a magic attack or something. Oh yeah, that's fires from afar. This is also something new in Dominion 6. This time around, the long-range battle spells are actually calculated like attacking someone in a battle, so it is a battle generated for you to watch. You can only watch it if you have a spider or if you're the player casting it. As a thing, I can say can be that the defender also only gets to watch if he's there. And of course, whoever gets hit can watch their own army getting sharp-rolled. So what I'm getting here is that this attack was supposed to go after this, but apparently Dominion 6 changed something around with the turn order, because in older games the magic attacks always came first, and then there was the next round. So of course, this being an army of jewels suddenly showing up in the middle of nowhere, well, okay, so he still attacked normally. So I would say that the jewel attack was also spell-based, since it came so early in the turn order. Just random jewels. Interesting, so he basically softened up the opposition before attacking. Then there was a battle in Ulm, where we march in, kill a lot of shit, lose a very small amount of units here. Even our storm guards were set to immediately attack the back row. Didn't take many losses. We managed to destroy some randos who were hanging around. I'm guessing blood hunting, because why would this guy be hanging around with a tiny amount of units otherwise? They all died. Also, we butchered 125 units here, so the defender cracked up the province defense up to maximum. Would be my suggestion here. At least very high. As I have not yet played Late Age Ulm in Dominion 6, I don't really know if the sheep-ass villains are really that much if you crank up the province defense. One commander, one black out. That's not that much actually. Could be it was still set to 30 or 40 or something. Well, never mind. Let's take a look. Here's our big fat army with Light of the Northern Star and Natural Rain. And all this other magic guilds online. Let's make something weird. Yeah, now there's also a storm blowing. But flying units can't fly in storms. They're stabbing a lot now. Oh, we are already at the Thunderstrike. magic. Yeah, our twisting fadings. Not so much stupid magic going up. Oh yeah, Twist Fate is active on this one, so the magic spells did go through. Just in a battle like this, it's always tricky to see and confirm, because with how fast hits go back and forth, it's really easy to select a unit that has already lost their extra life because they got successfully hit. Man, flying you is a bitch if you haven't got the tools to stop them. That was wow. So really one-sided massacre. And now we are sitting on the capital here, and yeah, not all our battles went this well. Again in Sotera we have with another attack by Agatha, a newly formed army, and they destroyed whatever was left here, I'm guessing. Did the enemy actually move off? Yeah, it's also darkness. Yeah, a bunch of... people who don't have eyes, but in Domain 6 logics and magic moves. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's terrifyingly overkill. It's kind of funny. That should have been a battle with 0 losses, but I'm guessing... Yeah, it's the Zappers again. I'll probably firebomb their own units all the time. And I'm guessing a lot of them also got too close to the sun, which in this case means the blind fighters here. 69, hey, that's nice. Oh, flame barrel nightmares. I always love these. But this seems like a lot of friendly fire here. Then a counter-attack. Well, no, that was our attack. Oh, we lost the Horani, probably because I put that one in the middle of the battlefield. Then some of our mages died. Yeah. And one of them was an important one. But whoops, he is back to life again, so it doesn't count. And oh yeah, our slaves. That's kind of more embarrassing, those old dudes dying on the battlefield for our glory. Even one of our storm generals bought it. Then the cheap infantry and even our earthbounds took heavy losses. And our storm guards, so 181 dead. On the other side we killed 1 black acolytes. And the black priests did fairly well, I guess. They used one of those Ulm spells that just pepper the lines with anti-magic bolts. The other mages didn't do much, except I guess lending support. Archers. Oh, some Black Templars. So he did recruit some of them. I also killed a lot. MVP. As always, if you have flyers, it's actually kind of tricky to get all those heavy cavalry to stop running you down. Flying doesn't help, it just negates their first round targeting. Hitting bonus here, their charge bonus. That was the word I was searching for. On the other side, Clockwork Horrors died like chumps. Ether Warriors did not do much. Jewels, of course, exterminated. Jewel Guardians took another losses, but they killed also a lot of units. The Rangers of Ulm, a small chunk died. They did fairly well. Shamblers eliminated, Trolls eliminated, then all this random shit. Well, Vampires died a bunch, but as long as they aren't hit by Soul Slays, they're already back. Water Elemental, well, the one. Rights. And Zweihanders. Oh, we already almost halved this. So, well, 174 is an impressive number, but too much of it was cheap chaff. losing 50, almost 50 Zweihanders is nice for us, but not enough. So this army is now a bit smaller now, but it's still about 300 units, so it's still combat effective. Well, ours is now only 50 to 60, and one of the mages needed to make this work is now back home in the capital and on foot. But our Yatsat did survive. Now let's take a look at how this went down in detail. Yeah, natural rain and storm. It's active, so it's a kind of double-edged sword, because it makes our Earthbound weaker, but it also makes the giant chunk of Rangers weaker. So who can really say what's best? Also kind of funny, the Black Templars are in the back here, probably to protect the mages, because yeah, this is a player who knows that flyers can be awful, so he put everything he had in the back row among his mages. This is probably why we didn't kill anyone. Oh, this one isn't even sacred site right now. That's a good rider that with those stats can be a pain in the ass even without being sacreds. And yeah, there's also thunder striking going on, and like always, it's also the good old friend of us, friendly fire. Since the enemy doesn't have any air magic. Yeah, this jewel is basically toast at this point. Kind of hard to see. Oh, our Earthbounds haven't actually managed to do much yet. Oh, there are, of course... what's this? Oh yeah, a brush. A brush, ah yeah, the new feature in Dominion 6. Random elements on the battlefield. Anyway, oh, it looks like there aren't that many Storm Guards left over. But yeah, so did get there. Okay, this one has his moral broken, will fly off soon. But he's also twisted fated, so he will probably survive, since the enemy has to hit him twice before it even hits. And now storm attack everyone against everyone, which is probably how our Earthbounds got so heavy losses, since if there is a mass route, say on foot, where everyone else can fly. Huh. So, I guess it's our Earthbound that took down so many of the Zweihanders. I guess those guys were a huge target in front of us. Stuck in front of us like this. And yes, everyone is cursed now. Absolutely everyone. Cursed. Cursed unit is very unlucky during battle. This increases the chance of getting permanent afflictions. Which isn't too bad, but it's also something that can't be removed, even if you have something to heal afflictions. You can't uncurse units, and the entire fucking army is now cursed, so while 300 units is still scary, it's a permanent debuff to the entire army. So if we manage to get another big army together on that front, these guys are toast basically. Whenever there is a roll, it will now be penalized because of the curse. And since the extra chance of getting afflictions means a lot, I mean, just think about it. If hundreds of units all getting afflictions all the time, that's hard work even for the best healers, and I don't think Ulm even has any healers for afflictions here. It's a bit more iffy on undead and like vampires and shit, because those can't get certain afflictions. But anyway, if you only have something like 5 hit points, or 1 in this case, having unlucky rolls is kind of bad for your ongoing survival. while we lost the battle fairly decisively, we also managed to curse several hundred units all at once. One line of Earthbound has been broken, which is probably why several of our mages died. It's the ones getting shanked out on the edge of the battlefield. Here we have our friends, the assholes on horses, and wow, they are tanking afflictions already thanks to the curse. So even though it's profuse bleeding, okay, so this one is probably dead then. Oh, yeah, he fell from his horse. Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of funny. He bled out and died, but his horse is still here. But, sorry, my friends, the curse is for you too, so even the surviving horses are cursed. I have no idea how this works with the new mechanic of re-recruiting at half price. Does this mean the curse disappears if you now recruit another double unit with mount at half price, or will the new unit get a cursed horse? Too bad I can't really look at what the enemy is doing here. A chest wound, limb. Yeah, so we only killed 4. Apparently our curse is already doing a number on those poor horses here and the riders. Oh yeah, the horses are in better shape, really. Never healing wound, crippled. Oh, crippled is bad, because crippled means he will die if he moves. Oh, okay, so we actually killed 5 if this one isn't one of the death at the end of the battle. Yeah, okay, so our last line of defense is broken. Yeah, okay, some of the cursed units are still more or less pristine. But yeah, I'm guessing this is like having only half a Black Templar now. It's probably for the best if you notice this is going on. And removes at least a crippled unit before it can die, and probably for the best to segregate all those cursed knights into a separate suicide unit before they can roll badly at the worst possible moment. Oh yeah, and this one is taking a nap, but thank you for your service. Yeah, limp is not so bad. It makes your stats go bad, but you won't get killed off just because you're getting moved with your army. Oh, the imps. Ha! No, he has flying units too. Since imps come from blood magic, it looks like I'm just in time. So that was a grisly battle. And despite us losing our weaker army, I think it's still inconclusive strategically, since you know he has now 300 cursed units to contend with, including lots of cursed mages. And since curse never goes away, this means if his vampire mages die, they will also come back cursed. So that's a gift that will just keep on giving for us. And our other counterattacks in canyon range. Yeah, a black priest and a bunch of army dudes wandering in. Nothing too shiny. Then in Pepper Plain, another army, even one complete without. Lots of units, so that's of course something to deal with. But no mage, so that's not that dangerous actually. If I have mage support when hitting them, they're just plain dead. Then Venner, a disease is spreading, so no idea. Oh, it's one of his provinces, so well, and since he is the one dealing with that shit until I've managed to completely wipe him out, and since it's a low income province for Dominion 6 terms, in Dominions 5 and earlier that would have been mediocre. Yeah, so no, those. Then in Resting Hates we have Province Income Plus. Okay, this is here, the other side of the political battlefield. Then we have Godstomp Mountains. A Fairy Court of Summer. We lose Taxel, but we get better scales. Well, except for the slough scales, so thank you, but no. This is the Godstomp Mountains, so it's right here. So. Oh yeah, so income is dropping, but we have now luck 3 here. So hopefully we get some treasures found here. Then in Vertland, we have fire gems. Lots of them. Oh wow, thanks. 13. The ashes of a burning bush. A small amount of gems. So 13 is more like a medium amount, but thank you anyway. Probably it's one of those events that can roll very low, but in this case we probably rolled really high. And of course we have another false pretender showing up, this time here in Dash. Oh, again. Well, since we're still fighting a war here, I kind of have to ignore this. Since if the enemy retakes this province, it's not our problem. It's not even our... Oh, okay, we have weakened the enemy canals here tremendously. So it could also be that the enemy canals were the one taking the blunt here. No idea how this interacts if you already are at below 0 because the province dominion is someone else's. Dominion was reduced by 1, so either we lost a single candle that was here, or they did not do anything at all. Then fought in Ulm, we are already moderately damaged. I guess because there was absolutely no one except the mages in here. And of course we get this guy back as a white mage, and he was a level 4 death mage. Now of course stripped of all equipment and still having a never healing wound. But still he has more hit points than before and he can't fly anymore. He's also now a poor amphibian, not that it matters, except if I want to do under. He also now has a chill aura, so better keep him away from living units. His cold resistance is through the roof, and shock resistance and poison resistance, yeah, he's undead. Who gives a fuck, so he's also still sacred and a big priest. So since I was, because of work-related reasons, already fairly late and had to ask for extensions, I did logged in yesterday morning very early to do some emergency orders, just in case I couldn't do this while recording stuff. So for this reason, this guy is already forging a skull staff to give our death mage a little leg up, because level 4 is nice to have. Then I keep forgetting that this guy with his Staff of Storm and his Storm Spool can basically get tons and tons of undead abominations for free. So you can go here. And since I can't get lesser cost than 1 gem, you can do this here for real. I've already put down all the other shit, like this guy now has. Oops, stay behind and just shuffle slowly forwards, please. These guys are just double line formations. Essentially just a big blocker to keep the enemy in line while our Earthbound's raining down death from behind. I'm not even sure if I could... Well, okay, so I can gain their blessing. Well, let's see, let's count in case there are some Black Templars to fuck over. And you can... I'm not even sure if this is even necessary. I'll look at the next big battle and see if he's keeping a weakness in his back row now that he had a successful battle for his side, or if he keeps lumping everything in the back row to prevent us from just stabbing his mages, in which case I'll possibly do something else like attack archers or something. Why? That's actually good, because those rangers are kind of soft targets. It's probably for the best if they're not trying to fight it out with the Black Templars again. This is also something to remember, since our Earthbounds are fairly good units, we just have limited numbers of them. So I'll keep it enemy flyers, so they will follow the imps around, just in case. So we already have a small reserve army here. Of course, funnily enough, this guy is level 4 in death, but Level 3 in Air Magic would mean he is our Storm Dude. So this means, yeah, here I'm already moving survivors around. Our surviving Earthborns have to make a little side quest into this province here, Nake, since they're too slow. If they march into Ragdan, they could be pummeled to death by this army here. And we have an army waiting here for them to leave. Also already put down attack orders for soft spots I found. Here's another army of mine and waits until this reinforcement troop has left Moliton, since I then can take it. It's also throwing everything at us, like I expected, since there are only very few units here. It would be funny if TC eliminates the army with a breakthrough at the attempt next turn and I'll take Moliton, because then he's kind of stuck here. There's a small army here. Agatha, what are you doing? Moving troops along the front lines here to reinforce or something? Then we have this here. This army is now strong enough to hopefully push forwards to take Red Waste and TC, which will take a while. So, nothing on that front to concern us. Then below here, this big stack is moving in, and we have already slated 2 more attacks here, because why the fuck not? Because this army is probably not marching backwards, but instead towards us. This army is here and will probably not attack our army alone. Instead it will probably, well, the smaller armies will probably try to mop up our own units, so that's a total wipeout if we lose. Not like here. Here at the opposite, almost everyone who fled survived because there are so many of our provinces around. This is of course only for our units on foot, since everyone who can fly several to several provinces and would probably end up in Art or even Polgrave. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. So these 2 provinces are probably collecting survivors, but let's hope we don't lose. We also now have all those undead moving in as a giant blocking force. Next turn they're sitting on Ulm 2, and we're already at moderately damaged. So I'm expecting the armies to march closer to me, so next turn here and here probably to join up before the big battle. So 1, 2, we have 2 turns to do some shit before all those enemy units are joining up. This one of course could get to Art, since it looks like it's free right there. Art, where are you, my friend? Ah yes, now we have this guy here now of level 3. And the reason I wanted to do this was so I could finally forge a gate cleaver, which takes 15 gems. Let's see, with our discount, are 11 enough? Yes! Ha! Oh, I love this discount dance shit. So now we can speed up each army's attempt at sieging. And the Ulm army is now getting bigger because they're also getting mages. And a bunch of new earthbounds. Not that many, 11, and a bunch of flying infantry. The infantry will already arrive next turn. And then the turn after that, before the enemy army can mass for a big attack, we'll already be ready. Also, our army is untouched, while this one is cursed. So literally, this will be a fairly different battle in our favor. Now I have to go here and look at what our... Oh! We still have lots and lots of shit. Will of the Fates, Doom, Fog Warriors, Storm. Yeah. Looks we have... Okay, this guy used a lot of death gems, apparently. Didn't even see this. Yeah, okay, so this guy is of course empty now. He used up all his air gems. The little ones I don't really care much, they're only there just because. It was Crawl again. Ah, yes. A spell that just makes a bunch of units slower. And attack and defense debuff. So that would make me happy if the surviving Black Templars are hit with this. But yeah, we need probably some more air gems. Most important spells can still be cast, but we need some more refreshments here. I could use some more air gems. Well, let's give him everything. Well, let's say 10. Then carefully. And some astral powers. So this should be enough, right? Do I have an Earth Mage here, I think. This guy. Need of... Oh yeah, of course. I should probably go to my list of possible EVE Online related names. Oh. He doesn't actually need that much because he still has 3. But hey, okay. So let's do some alchemizing here. This guy who is just... So, wow, okay. Careful, careful, careful. And then Earth. So, and no. Whoops, wrong flying unit. Now I can fluff up everything. And he can just fly over everything and land in Ulm. And with Astral Mages on both ends, and Mind Hunt really not affecting mages, this should be safe operation. So in the background I'm sending troops over here. Like this one here, a stack of flying units. I already have flying units here and they will be added to the other guys. Oh yeah, okay, you can go here. So I guess these guys have to join the defense if in case he marches to the west instead of trying to relieve his castle. Since this is another option he could go, he could just move the big stacks of infantry towards us and have them join in with a breakout attempt by his mages. And that's a valid, if kind of iffy tactic. And if he wins, well, it doesn't matter that it was a risk. No idea what he makes with his cursed units, so I'm stacking all the mages I still have and all the other guys in here. And since this main mage, okay, he doesn't have to cast Doom if he comes westward. Good to know, so I can just twist Fate again to protect my cheap units. Also raising recruitment here as fast as I can. And I keep making sages because they make good slaves for an astral communion with our Side of the Stars. Here, of course, I have this unit with the Storm Staff. Right now I'm abusing it to make a good dozen of those fuckers with just a single gem. But I don't really have to. Next turn I'll see if he moves westward or towards the capital. Because if he moves towards Palgrave, I can just send the accumulated flying troops here. And maybe some reserve mages who help out. And we are still on our way to Alteration 8 here. That's actually on the death count here. So Disintegrate is a good spell against everything that's too hard to kill for normal units. Of course, if the magic resistance roll is nice enough, it does 0 damage. But if it hits, it hits. So that's another tool. And bone grinding breaks everyone's bones. That's always funny. But of course, since it hits everyone, it's more something we want to do in an extreme emergency. At level 7, okay, so our level 3 to 4 mage can't forget about this. Skeletal Legends gives us resistance to some hits, but also diseases everyone potentially. That's bad. Darkness makes simply everything dark. Doesn't help either of us right now. Yeah, and then we'll have to go up the list here. What do we have? Leprosy is always kind of funny, but it's a ritual. We only have level 4 as our highest death mage right now. With Conjuration 7, I should be able to get the Mount Fiend, which already starts at level 3. But level 4 again is then the highest we could have with a death skeleton stuff. There's probably shown some more stuff, but let's keep on track here. What is the Astral World giving us? Teleport item, that's interesting. To another commander, so that could be useful. Yeah, so level 5 is still too low. Yeah, there is, apart from our Fravashis, which are air free, Astral 2. So that could be potentially useful because they're not just a shield against enemy Mindhunters, but because they are Astral guys, it means they can empower themselves with a pearl to gain level 4 air, and then it's fairly easy for them to storm the shit up. Right now I'm trying to get a real army going here, with this guy probably, despite the Death Skull stuff, being my Stormmaker. Oh, you have another Death Mage here. You are too important, my friend, because you're automatically level 3. How many Death Gems do I have? Enough. So let's twice spawn you, because I don't want to lose you. So I'm guessing I don't really need Mount Fiends, because I'm sometimes getting level 3 death naturally on these guys. And the 10 gems for twice spawn is a lot easier to swallow than the... what are these guys costing normally? 7, 6, 7. Yeah, 28 death gems. So even with the discount, the 10 gems for twice spawning a level 3 death mage of our own helps a lot more. I'm just kind of sad that our undead bird people can't fly anymore, not even float. And just, oh, those poor bastards. Just wondering if there is earthquaking going on in the future, or if he just doesn't. Anyway, we have now death and earth mages here in the back row, and an air mage, Eva. I'll probably give the skull stuff then to Hydra, because Vangav is our storm guy, and you can use this better. There's also the thing with the storm stuff. Probably can give it to him, but since I have to... Well, anyway, that's for later. Right now we have 158 units here, roughly speaking, and we have 38 units here plus a doubling. That's probably, so we are at 250 right now. Then we have units here moving. Well, those are defenders, they don't move. These 20 units are on the move, sneaking. Then we're recruiting shit to get those numbers up. Oh, yeah. Sorry. That came as a surprise for me. Shit. I really should write down a shortcut or something to interrupt my recording for cases like this. Anyway, here we're already down 2 mil because we don't have enough recruitment points, but we are now basically filling up the next Raven Lord and moving one up here to Art. So Art already has 20 incoming, and we now have this guy. I have no idea if we're going to do this. He's probably not going to reinforce anything, but I have no idea what to do with this mama. Fucking hell. Here, you stay here. You can have this as a bodyguard. Now I have a use for you. So there's not much going on right here. But since Art is a fairly big province, I can also recruit a chunk of units here, and more mages are always good. So I'll soon have another army up here in Arch for counter attacks, and I have of course still most of our counter attackers here. So next turn will be again an interesting one, because we are attacking multiple provinces in the back row, and the enemy counter-attack rolls closer to us. Well, it will be interesting to see. The smart move would be, of course, trying to combine all those troops. Of course, if he's losing 200 units with each battle, then those 300, 400, 500, 600 roughly will turn into 200 next battle, and since most of our mages survived, then 200. Yeah, of course, I want to decisively win, because even if we win the attrition war, and it's at the end just our mages against his mages, I would rather avoid this, since on our winning strategy to win for real is, of course, now our future potentially war against Agatha to take more thrones, which we can't if our hell war with Ulm takes too much time and losses. So let's see, so the counterattack has fallen, the next turn is time for the counter-attack. Then let's see where this poor cost stack of nonsense is going next turn. So Libluini out, this turn is over. And yeah, we'll continue with a new turn. That's the one good thing about taking so long. We got a double turn, and back we go. This time, our counter attack fails, enemy troops are moving, and... oh, the Throne of Night has made it eternally darkness. Ever since, the day has grown dimmer, and now it's darkness everywhere. Or constant darkness. So the good news is the Throne of Night isn't strong enough to keep this going for longer than a couple turns, but still several months of total darkness fucks over the world something fierce. And of course, no one who can't see in the dark is going to be happy this turn around. So on the message board is stuff like this. We are making now this amount of undead with one single gem, so 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 for some reason, not 12. Yeah, I thought I was bad at math, but no, it's 11. So well, it still stacks somehow, but okay. And I still have some points left here before my poor evil Death King here is running out of space. So, with the enemy troops closing in on our main army, we have to think about a counter. This army is of course out because the Earthbounds are too slow, so it makes no sense to mobilize the secondary army here. Well, let's call it third army, that sounds more impressive. Then the Stacks and Palgrave can be second army, and the one on Ulm itself is first army. And if we're making the core of fourth army, man, that sounds so, I don't know, overly dramatic. Still no idea if this one is going to join the army trying to walk back to Ulm, or, well, it's clear that this army is probably trying to join up with this one here. In one turn, both would be in a position to strike from multiple directions. If this one joins in, it's probably either here or there next turn, and then we have 3 different armies all joining up, and only half of those units would be cursed. So while they're attacking a stronger army, it's kind of a shame that I have to do something now. The troops here are still too weak to do much, then wait until the main enemy forces have been moved past. There's also no reason to... or is there? Because Pepper Plain? Increase heat is kind of the opposite of what we want to have. But we still have all those multiple forces over there. So So I'm guessing slowing down the enemy siege is probably better, so I'm thinking them set to defend for this turn at least. And these clowneries, of course, join up with our second lord here. So because if this is one I want to do something stealthy with, so he gets more bodyguards, because if he's jumping in head first, he probably needs them. So the defense slash reserve army is also here. So are we still recording Raven Lords here? Yes. So I guess I can still move these. Oh wow, I already have more than one here. Yeah, okay, we probably need some time to get these guys up. So since I have one here, I'm switching to mages for a couple turns, at least until I have these guys up to speed again. Here the recruitment points are down, but here I can squeeze in some more double swordmen. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it like this. Shannon Agora is Harp seraphing it. Out, same thing. And in one turn the castle is finished, and then I probably need some more money for the final citadel. Like this one. In one turn the Polgrave is a full citadel. And of course we have this mismatch of armies clashing soon. First we had this little encounter in Gifa, where we locked down a castle, and because there aren't any troops here around who can say no to us, we can. And this one hasn't moved. I have no idea why, but hey, well, with everyone being shitty this turn around, let's attack. Our units can still fly, even in darkness, and if their two attacks land on those rangers here, I'll probably butcher them. And since you can see here, there are probably not many of the Zweihanders, so this army is toast. And if there aren't any commanders, they're double toast. So we can keep the siege of Gifa going for this turn, because as we saw that this one is empty, so they're not going to do anything to throw us out. Then we got next up down the line was an Iron Peaks, where we destroyed an enemy temple. So that's another point in our favor here. And like always, I do some asshole things here. And now what's going on? So this army of course could reverse course any moment. Here are enough troops to annoy us. And there are troops here who can counter us. And we have these two provinces. And he is still not upgrading his defenses, which is kind of enormously unwise. But as long as he's giving us those easy mode victories. Now let's see what I'm doing next here. Let's sneak over here. And here there is something special I can do, which is sacrificing one of those units here. So the siege will be going until this guy is kicked out. And the rest can move onward to Dunes of Death. I'm doing this because if this army is rushing backwards, possibly not cold enough to go over the river. Or is this a mountain pass? And the reverse, it's probably not cold and not warm enough. Oh, cold. Lots of cold. So probably would guess that this army has to go either to Dunes of Death or the Wood of Many Paths. And wherever this army isn't, means we can attack, because they are 2 turns away and can't possibly move there in time. And whoever he is, I can move and lock down another fortress if this is then empty for a turn or 2. This now, there's all recruitment stopped here until he can kick me off next turn. This is still open for business. This is blocked and will keep being blocked. And yeah, we have had this another battle here. Oh wait, there was something in Ragdan, but it's still... Oh, so he sent in 7 Trianders, and while he managed to kill some of the Raven Guards still hanging out here, the defense was strong enough to bounce him off, so... Whoops, Ragdan is still in our hands. And surprisingly, there isn't even anything here except... there isn't even much income here. He was just not sending enough troops. After that we had the Glimmering Fields. It was this one here, we were already moving off in quotation marks. Then we had another battle in Sotera where TC attacked back with Longbowman. And despite Agatha still charbroiling itself, they didn't manage to lose this battle. But holy shit, my friend, you would have made things so much easier on you if you just not drag stupid stuff like sappers into each battle. Or if you had thought more about the interaction or actions of your blast and your easily cookable units. I mean, we can take a look, but I can already see this is mostly friendly fire here. And in darkness. So the blind fighters of course don't care, they can see in the darkness with their spirit sight. They even have both spirit sight and dark vision. Oh wait, oops, sorry. Oh no, this tag is a blind eye. So it marks those units as naturally blind. And spirit sight allows them then to move and see anyway. They don't really care about darkness, but everyone else is of course kind of fucked. Oh yeah, so... Of course some of those units still have lots of experience points. Although I don't really have an idea if this is just for flavor or how big this... Yeah, okay, those guys are of course here. Let's see, wow, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see the penalties clear. Yeah, does look like some penalties here, I think. Was 10-11. Although I have no idea if the drone-based darkness is even as bad as Total Darkness, the battlefield spell. You still see the clouds for some reason, so it's not totally dark, just darker. Would be nice if the game told us what exactly happens with those magic-based fuckery. But as you can see, yeah, he sets his own army units on fire here with his block of sacreds. I guess this lingering cloud effect is the problem, because this didn't exist in Dominions 5, so if this player is still accustomed to how things were done in the past, he might not have properly thought about this heat hour causing little patches of fire everywhere they go. Oh, that's a lot of smoke. Oh. This is more like some kind of sacrificial play. It's an extremely cheap unit, so the enemy hurts himself. So that was, well, the province defense, nobody cares, but still, wow. Then in CAW we have the counterattack. CAW has some stuff like the vampire counters here, and it's, yeah, this army. So this is a bit more, of course, it's not 250, fucking hell. That's the scout reports. In truth, it's 189. So it's more than the 160 from last month's report, but still not 250. Oh, one ranger stopped his 2 and died. That's kind of funny. Bone Fiends, at least they can't fly. That's one good thing. 10 Black Priests. So okay, so this army is more dangerous than I thought. They're just hidden in the masses of normal units. Then Venner. This High Mage. That is a useful one. 2 of each and 2 Astral. That's nice. So counterattack. There's still a huge amount of rangers here, so with Darkness and Storm I have no idea what to do with them. How is the army formation going, by the way? Oh! Huh, okay. So he isn't protecting that good here. He has a bunch of units in the middle, and mostly he trusts in these guys being just really beefy to defeat. Like, oh, look at this is just a Jewel Guardian, and he has extremely high protection. And this guy also, wow. And magic attacks. Of course, if we get Astral Domination going, we could just make them change sides. Not sure if this would be an effective use of our Gams if they're just some of these guys. But since the spell doesn't really make a difference between warriors and leaders, would still be useful. And we have vampires. This is the High Magus. Clickety clickety click, so cursed. But still really dangerous to deal with. And there are some Black Priests mixed in here. So yeah, it could go either way. There are enough troops to be some kind of threat. But if I send my cheaper units in this time, I could still stab some mages for a low cost. Especially if he just keeps on rolling this way. Yeah, if I give them 2 turns, that should be enough. Yep. So not much, except there's a lot of shaft died, and those are all cursed. All 255 are moving. Then in Maine we have some unrest against, and a law has been decreed against sodomy. Well, thank you. Order +2. So I guess a little bit more income in this swamp here. I really don't want to know what's going on. That this was needed. And resting hates we have another gold deposit. Small. 1,200 pounds of gold. And it's over here in total darkness even. And a worldwide event here, the total darkness. Worlds are severely damaged, and Glimmering Fields hardly damaged at all, because they're actually troops. Moderately damaged, yeah, because there's nothing in there. Even though a little troop of idiots can do something here. So this could go either way. Either he has forgotten to actually move this troop here, or there's no leader there, so he couldn't. If there is one, he could start moving. And then we have a kind of cute fight of his units against ours here. And this fight can also go both ways, depending on when exactly those attacks will happen. So let's continue the siege here, and then we have this one. Yeah, okay, Hex. Since we got all this extra money this turn, and apparently I'll use it up through our recruitment spells. Well, since we've gotten gifted free money, let's use it. Question is, oh yeah, so this is not tricky because while troops moved on, they could also use, well, nope. Yes, I could move in here and stay here, but I could also move around there. There's also, of course, this fuckery here. There are 2 armies here. Well, since both these armies are mage supported, well, this one is now the lesser evil, but they also have more magic power, I think. 10 Black Priests are still enough to scare everyone. So I'll do this exchange right here, where those guys are either defeated by a sudden counter-attack out of nowhere, or they'll just continue the siege for another turn while this one gets closer to us. And yeah, where's our flyer? Oh, we have 2 flyers here, I think. Great. Here you are, my friend. Oh wait, I have to start with the mages who actually need gams, so you get... Yeah, thanks. Have to select in this incredibly useful user interface. So you get one more air gem and some more astral gems, just astral pearls. Next up, yeah, you are my Stormcaster. So you need more air. So then the Earthcaster and the Deathcaster. So Deathcaster, you get the... is this the... No, this is the Deathcaster. For a second I thought I had selected the Earthcaster here. So you get some more Death Gems. Then let's do this the other way around now. The next one who needs reserves is... Here, you need some Astral and Water. Then where are you, fucker? Now you need Earth. So... Still, now everything should be okay, right? Let's discount those guys. So now everyone should be able to... Yeah, okay, Doom is of course our secret weapon, and yeah, so... Should be interesting here. Now with our stunning blockers. Remember, they have the stupid ability to block everyone. Power of the spheres and fire resistance. Crawl to make everything slower. Oh, there is yet another scar. Oh. Let's move in here and destroy. If we're really lucky, we destroy the smaller army immediately, and we should be strong enough to defeat both armies. And hey, if I'm not strong enough to defeat them, then I have no reason to be here anyway. Just in case I need more astral pearls, I have this one sneak with the army. Sneak. Everyone else stays here and here and here. Yeah, this army is stronger than the other one. Yeah, these guys. Okay, we're just an afterthought anyway. I seem to have more death gems here. Some thunder strikers are here. Yeah, okay. So, and since the flying guy is more important, I will set this one to maintain siege just in case. So everyone else moves up, one stays in hiding, one sneaks with the army, and these guys are retreating to keep up the siege. So I have two fake sieges going, and it should still be empty enough. If you buy it next turn, dust 514, you will have my condolences. With this condolences. So now we are continuing our ballad next turn. We have some more attacks, some more sneaking, some more being annoying as fuck. Yeah, what do I do with you? I guess I can continue fucking things over here. Because if we actually manage to take out the units sitting here in Mollaton, that means that I can basically take these provinces without anyone stopping me with all those armies in the south. And we can probably even get Giva if I'm lucky enough. Just have to remember all our stats are kind of decreased because of the penalties. But this also means the enemy is also weaker than they are normally, and we can still fly. And our stupid flying stealthy guys have 2 attacks to most of the enemy's 1, so statistically they're actually fairly well set up to kick some ass in the darkness. So no idea what's going on here. I already put troops down here, 50 and up. We are still sending off new troops here. So this is... oh, yeah, the castle is finished next turn, so that should be enough to hold off this army for a while. And hey, if he's actually going this way, it's easy mode, because then I have them sitting there while I'm can still reinforce myself with a bunch of GAMs for another battle. And then it's done and this army is destroyed, so we can do either way. This army is now running back to the capital. That's clear to me. So we head off the reinforcements from the east, then reinforce ourselves from out, and then turn back towards Ulm. And this army, of course, well, they aren't ready yet, right? Because, well, okay, we have lots of units here. One, of course, is busy building a citadel here, and we have these clowns. So it is a fairly big army now. Don't really need mages now. I don't really want to use this to the mages here right now. Can we do something from afar? Nothing useful here for us now. We're still recruiting here. Yeah. Okay, this is funny. It's also not our problem. So we can just keep ignoring it until we are done. So and this army is now... yeah, okay, that's funny. So they're probably moving over there, right? Well, I give it one more turn just in case, and then I'm taking XC boat here. Can our flyer... yo, yeah, I can move there in one turn. Of course, now the army could move backwards and strip our defenders. So we want to be doing this, just in case he's overthinking this as much as I do. But by next turn, this army is further to the east of Polgrave and closer to Ulm. And then he can't run back, and then I'll strike at Exibotio and turn this temple into rubble. Before retreating. The other smaller attacks are already lined up. And that's it. Let's see how long the darkness takes. This will be a fucking confusing battle. Everything is dark, but both sides have undead who don't care. And I think we even have some magic units that can see in the dark. The Yasatas. Not many, but it could be kind of funny. Oh no, they actually can't see in the dark. Well, that's kind of funny. So let's try to target the Rangers, since they're an easier target. They have a harder time attacking, and if attacking, hitting and defeating the protection. So that's a lot of steps they have to go through. And they have high shock resistance, so fighting in the back row isn't as problematic for them. Do I have actually my oh yes, my prophet is here. So this actually means there's my Yatsata's leader and my last Ahurani on the battlefield. Yeah, this guy. Oh, he is fairly far behind already. So okay, why the fuck not? So that's it now. We are trying to destroy the enemy reinforcements here. So that could of course be interesting. But well, I'm still best up set up now. And if I have to fight them all in the darkness, it will hurt them more than me. With all my magic bullshit. What is our research doing? Oh, we are up to 1000 again per turn. So in 2 turns we have alteration 8. Good. Will help us against Agatha, of course, a little bit more. But if I'm seeing a huge amount of Ether Warriors, of course I'll probably succumb to temptation, since the Kupal Astral Pelts are still cheaper than just having to fight Ether Warriors and their leaders all at once. So yeah. On our front, it's kind of calm. Patala is clearly preparing to gain the throne in Alman, so we might have an extra goal after defeating Agatha. Well, let's see how it is going. We are still fighting Ulm on all fronts here. And Ulm is fighty and fights back. Funny thing is, I really wish if Agatha is the one to take this dumb throne, because since we're planning to fight Agatha, that would in a way just delay our plans. Oh yeah, we're still kind of getting here. Our little... Let's see. I forgot these guys here. There's of course no one here now. I guess here, since you are important, you have no bodyguards. I'm recruiting mages on all fronts. But it pains me that we also need another Storm General here. Milgate has a need of a new Raven Lord over here, so we can stack stealth units again. Huh. Oh, okay, we can, of course, get another general just in case we have to move this one. And then next turn I can go back to mage recruitment here. Perfect. Let's, oh, we still have fucking hell, okay. Well, okay, since we have the resources, why not? Makes a bit go faster here, so. And in Palgrave we are still going full tilt, so. Let's see how long, I've already said this, let's see how long the darkness is going. But yeah, this turn is definitely over now. Let's see how our war goes in next turn, in Dominion 6, Caelum Adventures. Diploini out.